Hi, my name is Dr. Zoe M. Harris, and I consider myself a passionate climate change scientist. My PhD research focused on the impacts of land use change to bioenergy. So, what happens when we change grass to short rotation coppice willow? What are the impacts on carbon and greenhouse gases? After my PhD research, I went into government. I worked for DEFRA as a science officer, looking at greenhouse gas mitigation options from agriculture, using things like reduced tillage or reducing our fertiliser input. After this, I worked for what was formerly known as the Department of Energy and Climate Change, now known as the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. Here I was working on EU negotiations for the next phase of the EU emissions trading system, asking complicated policy questions of how can we, as Europe and as member states, ensure that industry is accurately paying for the emissions that they produce. I'm currently working as a researcher at Imperial College, looking at how we can deploy bioenergy in the UK spatially with carbon capture and storage. The idea for a BBC documentary or short programme that I've had is something along the lines of, so how would you do it? And what this programme does is it takes existing tools that allow you to manipulate the amount of food and where we produce it, the amount of energy we use and where that energy comes from, whilst reducing our impact on the earth, so reducing our emissions. What this would do is it would take ordinary members of the public and ask them to play with the tool to balance the scale so that everybody's fed and the lights are kept on, whilst keeping our emissions down. I know this is a really hard thing to do because I've played with tools like this, and it's really enlightening experience. And I feel like the format will be really engaging for the audience because they get to see ordinary people struggling to make this decision. And I think it will be really effective, enjoyable watching. Thank you very much.